guys and welcome to my channel. So as you might be able to tell, I'm a little bit sick, so I might not be quite as kind of lively as I am normally, but yeah, so we're going to carry on the third part of my top 20 albums of the year. To kick things off, I'm going to look towards the Scouse prog of Anathema. So released in June, the album has actually been quite a surprise for me, to be honest, because I wasn't sure. I just didn't realise I was going to play it so much, if I'm totally honest. And it's got such a lovely soundtrack kind of feel to it, and I feel that, you know, the kind of finesse of Lee Douglas's voice was explored a bit more, and the whole record as a piece together is so much more cohesive. I think that the fact that it won Prog Album of the Year speaks for itself, really, to be honest. But it's probably one of my most played records, actually, especially when you're coming back from work and you just want to relax and just chill, or like on a Sunday afternoon, popping that on vinyl was absolutely fantastic. Moving on, we're going over to the slightly heavier side of the spectrum. They've been away for about 5 years, but this year Dying Fetus came back with The Wrong One to Fuck With. From the word go, this is no bullshit, no frills death metal, and it's chock full of those classic like Dying Fetus riffs and licks, and John Gallagher's voice is just absolutely incredible. I mean, the two of them do a fantastic job, kind of on either sort of front, but I think that following up Reign Supreme is a very tough job, but Dying Fetus, I feel like, went back to a more kind of like organic sort of sound, and again, the songwriting is incredible. The dynamics, they'll play sort of like a similar riff, and then there'll be slightly different drum patterns, and it will build and build and build until it gets that explosive kind of like dun, 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 dun. If you want like straight up no frills, then there's not going to be anything better that you'll hear this year. Highlight for me, to be able to have said that I've interviewed him, was Steven Wilson on To The Bone. A lot of people were kind of like thrown off when he released his single Permeating after the kind of like post-rock of Pariah, and I personally really loved the record. I didn't like it as much as at first, because I wasn't really too sure how to kind of take it in, but Steven Wilson is kind of like the prog David Bowie. Every album he kind of reinvents himself somewhat. I think that Steven Wilson is now got the scope to be absolutely massive, and it's fantastic to hear that he's been getting Radio 2 play. I think it's genius, especially given all the hard work that he's put in over the years. You deserve it, mate, because it's still got that kind of like prog sensibility to it, but I feel like maybe it's a bit more kind of streamlined in its approach. And I also liked the fact that he was experimenting more with electronica. I think it's just a really emotive album, and it goes through so many different motions, really. But his only problem really is himself, because he was following up Hand Cannot Erase, which is one of my all-time favourite albums. This is the best technical death metal album you'll hear all year. It's versatile, it's melodic, there's elements where you go with the record, and then it kind of like smacks you down. I mean, I think that the singer alone, for his performance on Calamus Will Animate, where it's like because it's only a half-hour burst, you can kind of dip into it, and you keep dipping in, and you find loads of different things in the different layers. because I remember hearing the Lucid Collective and thinking the only problem with this for me is the production. Then they got Dave Otero on board, and like it's another level. Not to mention that amazing Eleran Cantor album artwork as well. And finally, to close off this bit of the list, is Goatwhore's Vengeful Ascension. So I've been a fan of Goatwhore ever since the Apocalyptic Havoc days, but Vengeful Ascension I think is their finest hour to date. I think that it's got, not only has it got kind of like a sense of pace, but it's got some really fantastic riffs. And I didn't know that it was all recorded via analog as well, so it's got that real kind of like earthy sort of tone. And I think that it's just Goatwhore reaching that next level and having toured with a lot of different bands. They're on very varied bills. Goatwhore always know how to kind of keep things interesting, and I think they throw in quite a lot of surprises with each album. So if you liked my picks, please make sure that you give this video a like and hit that subscribe button down below. I'll be finishing off my top 20 with my last 5 very soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching, as ever.